They're awesome. They're just awesome. You know, you can read and look at awesome art. I just think they're great. But they get a lot of traction off of that because I am a 35-year-old man, reading comics. And to the people around, like surveilling, they can mutilate a lot of things that you do in your life. Like if somebody likes you, like say a girl like me, I'm sure there are girls out there that like me. They'd learn that I like comic books and they think that was cute because they liked me, and they were like, oh, well, that just adds to him being a good guy. But the way that these people try and negate your life and literally negate it, make it so negative, they see me reading comic books, and just the first thing that's gonna come in is like, oh, he's a 35-year-old, he's retarded, he's reading comic, he likes Spider-Man or something like that. They're going to immediately make everything that you do negative. I'm at 10% of battery, guys, and I didn't bring my charger in my car, so I'm just going to go ahead and talk until the battery runs out. But it's like, and they do that too about, because they do visualize, and there's a one white truck coming up. They do see visuals in your head. They can remote neural monitor, so they're picking up a frequency that you're thinking in your head. I think the phrasing may be a little bit more complicated. I think the phrasing, I've heard a lot about the bone conduction and how they're actually picking up movement in your throat, in your jaw, because when you're thinking in phrases, it's like your throat and your jaw make small movements that don't really register to you. And I think that's the way that they're picking up phrasing. I don't think you think words like as a computer in your head. It's picking it up from your throat and jaw area, and not directly from your brain. But they do see visuals from the brain. Now I think the other equipment picks up a signal from your throat and your jaw. Y'all comment on that, and I have to research that. But I know that they can, send a microwave signal to your visual cortex and get a visual. But when I think in words, I don't usually visualize the words. If I visualize the words, it's a visual. If I'm thinking in words, it's usually not visual. So they must pick that up. And this was off of a great video, TI Media Day. Please watch that video. It has so many testimonials. And if you're a non-TI, please watch that video also. It's a TI Media Day. John B did a great job. Just a great job. Had a lot of awesome speakers. Miss Barbara. I can't name them all, but they're really just great TIs telling their stories. You got to listen to those guys, non-TIs. And somebody, I think it was maybe Skizit, was talking about how those things are picked up, from the jaw, because you make small jaw movements. But anyway, I was gonna say, even if you usually think, especially when you're not being surveilled, like your phrasing's not being surveilled by weird technology, you think things out of context, like, oh man, I miss her, or something like that. Now, like in general, what that means, but these people, when they respond with V2K, and there's another change light going under it, like, I miss her, I'll think something like that, and that's not a specific thing that I think. But they'll take it and they'll make it the most negative things, oh, he misses his mommy, and they don't do this, mine don't do this, but they do things like that, where they'll put the context on it, and they'll put the most negative context that they can make. They'll put the most negative context on your phrasing, even if it has nothing to do with this. If it's something that you're thinking of, even visuals, visuals from your past, that you may have thought when you were a kid about hearing something, and it's kind of like gross or something like that. They'll put this image, like it's you going crazy, you're going crazy, when it's like maybe a childhood memory of just hearing about something weird, and in your child's head you thought of it a certain way. In your own head as a child, you thought of it a certain way. They'll take those things and just be like, oh, see, he's sick and he's going crazy or whatever. Plus, they'll put stuff in with remote neural monitoring. But it all does add up to, they want to, you know, drive you crazy. They want to drive you crazy and, you know, make you do something stupid. So we just got to keep being aware, keep getting together. It really strengthens me to talk to these TIs on the phone calls. You know, that they're all giving their points of view. They're all very strong individuals coming up with great ideas. You know, we gotta start like wearing T-shirts. And I rubbed my left eye, so it got dirt in it. Now they're hitting it. They're hitting my left eye, so I'm having trouble seeing. That's pretty dangerous in itself. You know, hitting somebody in the eye with an ELF beam, you know, while they are driving, and they do stuff like that. I mean, first thing in the morning, they just have a stream of energy going to the back of my neck, like my spine or my head. And, you know, I have to go out. I have to go to work. I have to do things. It's extremely, even the small stuff about this is extremely dangerous. And of course the big stuff, you know, how they are cooking us with microwaves, that's also very dangerous. But I do kind of want to you know, kind of talk about that aspect of it, how nothing you do, even if it's cute or positive, will they take it into any kind of positive light. You know, anything that you think is special in your life, or oh wow, and that girl was walking across the street. Well, I stopped pretty good. So jaywalking, I need to start microwaving her. I'm just joking. But you know, just kind of get used to that. Don't get used to it in a bad way. Like, don't be conditioned to it, but don't expect anything else. And you might have some different torturers. Your torturers may, you know, some things you say they might think are funny. You know, when I started out with mine, you know, V2K Me, there was a little bit more of a jovial nature to it. And now it's literally like the V2K every night is like, he's like, I'm going to kill this guy. You know, I've said, you know, awful things to him because he's murdering my family. And I don't like him. I think he's a bad guy. And I've said what I think about him. And what he does, because he's a passive murderer. He's an introverted murderer who has trouble talking about his feelings, but he can, you know, murder families. He'll listen to me say stuff about him, and then he'll be, you know, I know that he's thinking, well, I'm just going to get him tonight. You know, I'm just going to get him tonight. I got the power here. And I'll just get in. There's a one light black SUV. Get that. I'm going to go by the racetrack and see if there's any stalking there before I go in, just to kind of run down the battery on the phone. But yeah, that's kind of how he is. I mean, he talked to me like once. I think I told y'all about this on a video. Like the one time that we talked in the backyard without the police there, you know, he was like telling me a story about a dog he didn't like, and how he put an electric collar on it to shut it up. I mean, basically just saying straight to my face, I am torturing you. I am torturing you. And he seemed to be enjoying it, you know, and that was the only conversation that we really had. But he just seems like a very introverted guy who, like, if I say something to him, he doesn't respond on the V2K because they're not being reactive to me. They're not reacting to the things I do. They're terrorists. And rapists, so they want to rape me and keep the power. When I talk, they want to go ahead and you know, get that recorded or surveilled if I'm talking to the V2K, and then just hit me later. You know, be kind of patient with their payback. It's really just crummy and very sick, very satanic. Look, there's a shield from Marvel. That guy has a shield sticker on his car. Where do you get those? That's a shield. That's a Marvel Shield, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. sticker. Where do you get that? I want to get one of those. I mean, that's weird. It's probably to make me think that that's you know, some kind of Department of Homeland Security. But they know that I like Marvel, so Probably not. Probably not. They wouldn't be that stupid. Or would they? Or would they be that? They would be that. I mean, okay, so I went from they wouldn't be that stupid to, or would they, to, yeah, they would be that stupid. They do that, and because they think they've lied to themselves that I'm lower than human so they can kill me, and it kind of tricks them sometimes, which is an advantage to me. But yeah, I want to get one of those. That's great. Now I'm gonna get a Target individual bumper sticker. I'm gonna get a shirt. I still got to email Tyrone at stopgangstalking.org. I want to get in touch with him, just get some tips from him about how to do activism. I need to get in touch with him because I want to start doing some activism in my state, getting people together. I still haven't called Mr. Joe Lilly. I gotta do that. I'm gonna give you a call, bro. We really need you on the call. There are a lot of people, a lot of TIs with really good Christian faith. I guess I want to talk to him on the phone. I guess I shouldn't be mentioning his name. I'm sure he won't care. His videos get way more views than mine, and I'm so surprised that I didn't see them till the other day. I have no idea how that happened. Like, I have no idea, because if I would have known, like, in his videos, he's driving on the same streets that I drive on, and I've looked up Target individuals, like, every day for years and years, and I've never seen one of his videos, and he's been making them for a long time. So, comment on that phenomena, if they're, like, maybe, kind of messing with your YouTube or something like that. Look, he's a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent. S.H.I.E.L.D. He works for S.H.I.E.L.D. He likes Marvel Comics.